So I'd have to say that this worm farm is getting me closer to becoming more self-sufficient in my space here. I know I'll never be 100% self-sufficient, but I'm saving a lot of money. I'm already growing quite a lot of food. And these little guys haven't really started working as hard as they should. I only turned up with 2,000. Now, I had hundreds of thousands down on the work site. And a lot of people will be thinking, Marty, you're pretty crazy leaving that many worms behind. And I agree in some regards. But, you know, I only had 2 weeks to move out of where I had on my own with no help and into this place. You know, 6-hour drive away. And I tell you what, it wasn't any easy feat. So I had to cut a lot of corners. And look, to be honest, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be worm farming again to make it as an income, as a business. But I wasn't sure either. So, unsure either. And I thought, I've got to bring something with me. So I bought this one worm farm. The sugarcane worm farm. This is the Taj Mahal method that I use. If you haven't seen the video for that, you need to watch it. I'll put it up here, the Taj Mahal worm farm. That's what I'm running here. Now, they've chewed through all the sugarcane like no tomorrow. And a lot of this is ready to go onto the bales and into the ground, into the new worm farm over the side that we're building at the side of the house here. And also, I'm going to be building worm farming stations around the place. This is, I'm going to put a sub pod down. We've got one of those. These sub pods send us a sub pod, so thank you for that. And yeah, we'll start building some of the biggest worm farms ever systems. Start repairing the soils. The chickens are going to play a big role in that as well. And the process of everything speeding up is going to be, it's just going to be unreal. And anyway, we'll have a look inside this worm farm, and I'll show you how the sugarcane is broken down into worm casting. It makes a great casting, to tell you the truth. Let's have a look inside. Let's look inside, shall we? All right, so Hessian blanket, love those. If you're not using the cardboard method with the egg cartons, this works really well. And then lots of little baby worms all through here, and this is basically broken down sugarcane mostly. And it's created a really nice, healthy habitat for these worms and a really great casting. Feels really good in my hands. And look, there's a little yellow tail on the end of that one. I don't know if you can see that, which means it's a tiger worm. And nice big clitellum. There's a little cocoon there next to my thumb there. And I've only grabbed one handful, so that's a really good sign. Now, a lot of people would come in here and take this out of here too soon. And look, it's just in the process, so you can see that little cocoon there, right? It's warming up. Now we're going into spring, and there's another cocoon just there, and another one. So I'm just spotting them on top underneath this blanket. And as this material, as this casting is breaking down, it's still quite fibrous. It's still got some food in there for them. They're dropping lots of cocoons. I can see another cocoon there. So I'd be crazy unless I was going to be extracting cocoons out of here to harvest this, right? Underneath this banana here. Look at this, all the baby wisps in here. So I'd be crazy to harvest this at the moment. I'm just going to leave that be and let all those cocoons go. Then I'm going to grab handfuls of it and start moving this around to create other worm farms, because there's cocoons and stuff in there. It's already got the good bacteria and everything in there. There's the microbes, the whole lot, and the worms are super healthy. So really excited about that. Production's going to come up big time. They're getting all through this blanket. It's more cocoons. I can see them all under that blanket there. It's absolutely insane. So let's lift this off and give you a better look inside at a stage where it's more broken down, and there probably won't be as many cocoons. Oh, geez, man, I'm telling you, it's mighty heavy. Oh, I'm going to put it on the I'm going to put it on top of my sugarcane bale, because if any bale out down below, they're going to go down into the sugarcane, because they always scoot down when they see light. So let's do that. I'll show you an idea. Onto here, right, there's some cocoa peat, just from some microgreens there. There are worms in it. Lift that onto there. Some will go down. So as some of the worms are going down into the bale, we're going to have a look inside this farm, this section of the farm as well, which is basically nearly just all sugarcane. I haven't put anything else in here. There hasn't been any other food or anything like that. And I'm seeing some nice brown cocoons here. So that means that it's nearly ready to hatch, that cocoon, which is absolutely unreal. And hopefully the camera's getting it. And I'm seeing a few on top here. I'm seeing like some type of leech thing on top here. They actually they call them a leech, but it's some type of worm, I believe. And you do see him in worm farms from time to time. Not worried about him. Put him back in. And yep, I'm seeing more cocoons on top. And so this actually material will be going into the bale gardens, right? I'll be feeding the bale gardens with this on the top, putting a layer on the bale garden when it's wet. And then you can see like it's ready to go, like it's just making that sort of putty look to it, which it gets that shiny surface, and you can mold it. It's ready to go. There's basically no food left in that, and it's just full of great, awesome bacteria, lots of minerals and nutrients and things for plants. Now that one ball would do a massive big pot. You only need 10% of your castings, right, into an area, so that it would do a pot about yay big, just that alone. So it'll cover a lot of area, and as I put it on top of the castings on top of the bale, then what's going to happen is any worms or cocoons or anything in there that are locked in there, they'll just go down into the bale, and we've created another habitat, another home, and another feeding station, nutrient station for the plants. So we'll go down to the bottom tier now, right where the tap and everything is. Well, getting closer to the tap, and I'm going to put this on top of my other farm. So more sugarcane broken down again. Look at that, it's the same, looks almost the same. There is the odd worm in here and stuff. So this again will be scooped out and put on top of the bales, or moved around into areas where when the worms escape or whatever in here, they can still live and survive and thrive as long as they've got mulch and a bit of food around, and it's nice and damp for them. But lots of nutrients in here, and yeah, this is just going to be jam-packed. Oh, it's just power to make plants grow. Actually, like, we've got this plant here, this one here. Let's give it a bit of that and mix it in. That's watercress, and then we've got some Vietnamese mint there growing, so that'll feed that system down in there. And oh man, that is so good, so rich. I can't stress how good that stuff is, and it was virtually free. Whew. So you told me there's my breath there. So you saw me talking about this already if you've been listening and not skipping the video. Inside this bale there already are compost worms, and I see them because I put the black lids on top and the trays on top, and they hang underneath the black plastic trying to get moisture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put a whole lot of these castings, I'm going to create a layer on top of here. Now this is pretty great, pretty crazy stuff, but you'll see what I mean in time, how well this goes. Now I just saw a big worm there. I'm going to leave him right there and just cover this layer here. Now this cocoa fibre here on top, I'm just going to put it straight on top of that as well. The cocoa fibre holds a lot of moisture. The worms will like that. And just create this layer. There's an eggshell, no problem. Just break it up a bit of extra calcium for the plants. And there's a lot of calcium in this already. So the tomatoes, if they get planted in here, they won't get any blossom end rot. Now, you always get a bit of plastic from cardboard lying around. You don't need to bin that later. Put this layer right across like this. So I'm going to put this worm farm on top of here, top of the castings for the moment. They're going to move down into the bale. They'll hit the castings. They're used to that, so they won't feel threatened in any way. They'll dive down into the bale, hang under there, move up and down the worm farm if you want to have it like that. I feel a bit weird looking like this, but here we go. Still filming, still getting the content out to you guys. And look, you could build a worm farm just like this with multiple tiers all around the place and a bale down below, as long as the bale's nice and moist. It's been raining a lot here. This thing is super damp and it's got a lot of good bacteria and stuff in it already that the worms will feed on. It's just another way to create a worm station and then grow more plants in it. You can grow them out the side if you want. Worms in there, plants growing outside. Mate, tell you what, get creative with this and your plant's going to love you for it.